Hi. I want to start off by saying that I've seen all of the comments. I've read almost every single one of them, and I want to clarify a couple of things that were said. The article that I spoke of was talking about how the new visa rules had been made and that they practically opens the door for ICE to be able to target anyone suspected of being transgender. Now, a lot of people have spoken about how this is not true and it is only that they are changing the sex marker and the date of birth marker alongside other things. I pulled up the thing itself, the Federal Register, and though they are by literal definition true, there are content that is very concerning and should be spoken more about that wasn't just about how to change the marker of one's gender and date of birth. Now, the gender would be their gender they were born with. And if you're a transgender person, non-conforming person, a person of any LGBTQ minority, into the gender or lack thereof, you could be seen as fraudulent. What it speaks about is that it leaves ground for ICE to act on said information because the person in front of them does not match the gender they see in their head, and there is a lot of concerning terms used. For example, I can put up 2 screenshots I found looking at this with a friend of mine when I was first contacted about all of this because I thought I was in the wrong, but there is more to this that needs to be spoken about. And though I don't like to speak about politics because I want to keep this channel happy and all that sort of thing, I need to own up to what I say and I need to research. It is just a part of speaking about this sort of topics that are insanely important, and I need to get up whatever I spoke about. So the summary from the Federal Register says that these amendments require a petitioner to the DV, aka the Diversity Immigrant Visa Program, to provide valid unexpired passport information and to upload a scanned biographic and signature page in the electronic entry form, or to otherwise indicate that he or she is exempt from this requirement. They are standardizing the regulations to add the word shall to simplify guidance and use the term sex instead of gender and replace the term age with the phrase of date of birth. Now, this can seem okay on the outside, but to those of us who have seen how this can be executed poorly, how people who have no education or simply in the easiest phrase, ignorant to non-conforming, transgender, etc., you get my point. How they can easily abuse this. And what makes me more worried is this rule amends how an alien petitions for entry into the DV program, requiring that a petitioner provide information for his or her valid unexpired passport and upload a scan of a passport biographic and a signature to the electronic entry form, subject to limited exemptions. This rule improves, quote-unquote, the integrity of and combats fraud in the DV program. It also contains additional clarification and updated language. Now, this itself could have been, okay, they just want to combat people who want to enter the country illegally. But this has become such a standardized and normalized way to think about things, quote-unquote, how, quote-unquote, aliens, who are just people, normal humans from other countries who might be coming to US because they are in a domestic violence situation or they're in war. And it is so much more complicated than that. And the wording of aliens and the clarification of sex, of gender, which has been such a big conversation in the LGBTQ community because sex and gender are 2 different things. It can lay groundwork for people to say, yes, their gender is this, but their sex is this, so they're lying on legal document making it quote-unquote fraud. There are things in this article I believe should be spoken about, and I am not educated enough. I am looking at this as I'm speaking. I spoke about this to a friend of mine beforehand, but this needs to be spoken about more from queer people, from LGBTQ people, and I just want to put this out there so that people can go and check the video out, check the source that I have, check Wikipedia to confirm that it is a source that should be trusted, and get up their own mind, because in the end I'm just a trans guy from Norway who's speaking about this as someone who is scared for my friends and family and my LGBTQ family. I don't have family in the US, and to see all of the other people who were scared, frightened, and almost wanting to go back into the closet. I saw so many comments speaking about how they wanted to go back into the closet after seeing what I spoke about, and it makes me so sad, because that is the world we live in, where people are forced to suppress who they are, to not be happy, to be borderline suicidal, depressed, because someone doesn't like that they're themselves. It is disgusting. It is like it makes me so sad and upset, and I have all the sympathy and worry for anyone who lives or is trying to get away from the US. I can't imagine how hard it is. So I want this video to be up and leave the proper resources, leave the proper education about what is said, and the old video is not going to be up majorly because it became a mess of it started getting into the wrong circles. I'm gonna be brief about it, but I saw accounts I recognized who had been trying to harass me earlier and leaving hateful comments, etc., who were not with the best intentions in mind. So I'm going to re-upload this, show this on my page, and have this be the proper education for people. I'm sorry this video is long. I just had to make sure everything was explained properly. If you have any questions, if you have anything you want to add on to this, if you want to leave and open up a proper discussion about it, please do so down below. Please take care of yourself. Please stay safe. I love you. I care about you platonically, and I hope this can give you a little bit more insight into what is going on currently. There is a chance, if you want to think about it, that they may not target people based on their gender versus sex, but there is also so many news about how trans people have been put in detention, killed over simply being themselves. So we do have a right to be scared, but I don't want to leave this video. I don't want you to leave this video being terrified, because I want you to. Okay, I'm just gonna if you leave this video with any anxiety, any fright, anything of that sort, please go hug a friend, hug your pet, pet your pet, go touch grass, go outside, breathe, and just remember, it'll be okay. It has to be okay. We are in this all together, and we will conquer this. It's going to be okay.